Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk a little bit about the economy. But today is going to be different because today we're going to talk about the normal people economy. Most times, when you are hearing about the economy, the numbers you are hearing about are numbers that matter to rich people. Today, we're going to talk about the numbers that matter to households. We're going to talk about the Consumer Price Index, the CPI. Before we get into it, I want to remind everybody that back in May, a bunch of fast food places and a whole bunch of retailers cut prices. They cut prices. We're going to come back to why that's important in a minute. Okay, so the Consumer Price Index is a way to measure how much the average price of consumer goods and services changes. It going up means prices went up. It going down means prices went down. Okay, so core CPI, that is excluding food and energy, but the other consumer goods and services. It rose 0.1%. This is the smallest increase since August of 2021. The overall CPI went down by 0.1%. This is the first time prices have dropped since May of 2020. Talked to an economist friend, and their take on this is the worst is over. That now the average person is going to start to feel what the news has been telling them. You know, you've heard all of this information and all of this commentary saying that the economy is getting better. But most people, I get it, but we're not really feeling it that much. People should have started feeling it back in June. Because that's when these numbers are for. Okay, so in May, you had a bunch of retailers and fast food places cut their prices. They did that because they found what the market could bear. They raised prices and raised prices and raised prices. And eventually, consumers started to squeal. And then they cut them. And then these numbers dropped for the first time in years. What that tells us is that the inflation that the average person has been experiencing, it wasn't real inflation. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was real in the sense that you had to pay it. But it wasn't inflation that had to occur. All of those politicians that were like, this isn't inflation, it's greedflation. It certainly appears that there's a lot of merit to that. Because what people were feeling, it changed when the retailers and the fast food places dropped their prices. They found out what the market would bear, and they dropped their prices. The numbers started going down. So that's just an important little takeaway. But overall, this is good news. This is good economic news for the average household. It's the news that people have probably been waiting for. You know, there's a lot of news that has come out about different things, and this is a sign that the economy is doing well. I mean, the stock market really doesn't impact you if you don't own stocks. Not directly. You don't see it that way. If this trend continues, the average person is going to start feeling a lot more relief. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.